I want to bring forward Linda Stevens Jones, author. Author of a book promoting spiritual growth, overcoming stories of triumph through faith. Linda Stevens Jones is a certified DISC consultant and a certified group coach. She is also trained to offer faith-based coaching. Before coaching, Linda retired from a federal career that included positions with the Army, as well as the Air Force, leading military family programs, and eventually advising Air Force senior leadership on military family program policy. In addition to Linda's 10 years of experience as a coach, her strengths, core values, and gifts are highly compatible with the tenets and competencies of professional coaching, such as authenticity, building trusting relationships, tailoring coaching to clients' needs, and helping clients to see possibility and opportunity that they did not discover on their own. Her work is a privilege and a joy for her.
Yes.
So I wanted to note that Linda's book, Overcoming Stories of Triumph Through Faith, was released 2 years ago in 2021. Is that right? 22. And so today, in addition to coaching her private clients, Linda provides coaching to military and corporate leaders. She also mentors new coaches and coaches seeking ICF credentials. And I'm going to turn it over now to Linda and Vernita.
Well, hello, Linda. All right. Well, everybody still, anybody need some sugar? It's a lot of exciting authors here today, and we're definitely cramming a wealth of knowledge in a short period of time. So be a sponge and absorb it all. I got one question. I love the word overcoming. Overcoming. That means you're achieving something. So, what led to the title and the cover of your book?
Thank you for the question. I will tell you when I was first prayerful and thinking about titles, I was going to call the book Overcomers because everyone that I got to interview who's in the book, they were overcomers. They've overcome some important things. And then God spoke to my spirit and said, make it overcoming because we're all works in progress.
Right.
And so I this whole journey was a God-led prayerful process. And so I wanted to capture a picture of someone in the process of overcoming something big. And this picture showed up in my search and I was able to get it.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I love it. I did see that movie called Overcomer. So,
Yes, yes.
okay, inspirational. Um, this book is compiled of many stories. How did you get your contributors to allow you to kind of tell these stories? Because some of it is all of it is very personal.
It is very personal, and I would say that's what makes this book project so special is just quickly I'll share. Fairly early in my coaching career, I was invited to do a radio talk show on Blog Talk Radio. And I agreed to do it because I had freedom to make it whatever I wanted it to be. And I had always known in my professional career that when we are going through our seasons of difficulty and challenge, we can feel like we're the only one.
Yes.
And that no one else would understand. So I wanted to interview people who would be willing to share their seasons of challenge and difficult times, hardships, and particularly in every single person I interviewed, I asked how their faith came into play to help them to overcome the challenge.
Oh, okay.
And two of the people I interviewed are right here. One who was just on the stage. Gene and Jim Jones are the first story in my book.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Joneses seem to be contracting themselves out to everybody.
And I just want to say, interestingly enough, it doesn't focus primarily on hero Jim Jones's work in Vietnam, but one thing that kind of ties together, and if I could just read it really quickly.
Yes, you can.
Just a quick snip that does speak to Jim's dedication. 50 years they had been married when we did this interview. So Jean had shared one difficult valley season, which occurred while they were still newlyweds in March of 1967. When 4 months into their marriage, Jim had to go to Vietnam. I'll skip down to where, after Jim was in Vietnam, she received a dreaded call in the middle of a Friday night from the Red Cross that Jim had been wounded. She fell to her knees because she knew the power of prayer. So that was her first response. She prayed all weekend and had family and others praying with her. The next call did not come until Monday. This will give you insight. When the Red Cross called back to say that he had been shot in the arm but that he was okay, their next words made her angry, but they made her laugh at the same time. They told her Jim refused to leave his troops. He refused to be evacuated. Jean smiled and knew that was her Jim. So I'd love for you all to check out.
To read more, you got to buy the book. Oh, outstanding.
Oh, but let me just say, the people who I asked to interview were very willing to come forth and share their stories. And then, a few years later, God led me to turn the interview stories, if you will, into a book. And I thought maybe 10 or so of the people I interviewed, and 27 of the people I interviewed were willing to be in the book. So
Oh, wow.
it was amazing.
Outstanding, outstanding. Wonderful. Um, what have you learned as you put these stories together?
I've learned the power of our resilience through our faith in God. That I tell you all, from facing challenges in careers, facing major health challenges. I mean, there's one story of at 6 years old, someone who, very low socioeconomic family. And imagine a doctor in a room telling a mother and father, because they thought the child was unconscious, and said, he's not going to make it. You all will not be able to afford the bill. The best thing you can do is to sign a form to donate his body to science.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the stories, the health challenges are so incredibly powerful, but there are stories on overcoming in relationships, overcoming uncertainty and risk. So there are a variety of stories from everyday people who whose faith rose up in them in such a way that they were able to overcome something that appeared very extraordinary.
Wow, that's a blessing right there, definitely. What kind of responses are you getting from your readers?
Really positive. And I hope any of you who will read the book will do a review. That feedback really matters. And I think because the stories are deeply personal, the intent was that they were very relatable.
Okay, you answered my next question. Why did you write this book? What did you write it for? And it sounds like
You
trying
know,
to make a connection.
yeah, like I said, when we're going through our season, we all have seasons of major challenge
Yes.
at some point. And when we're going through, we can feel isolated and alone, like nobody else would understand. And I wanted the book to be a way that people could privately feel some encouragement and support. That if somebody is going through a really tough time in their marriage and make it through and be forgiven, that they too could draw strength from that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm going to open the floor up now to the audience if they have any questions. So everybody's overcome everything. Yes.
Linda actually is my coach.
Oh.
I became a life coach in August of last year, and I met her nephew. And he was asking me, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I haven't the foggiest idea. So he connected the two of us. And it's been a blessing just to watch her operate. I mean, watching her in the session, she literally lights up. So I'm now inspired to pursue what's really in me. And she's a huge part of that. So I'm very thankful to her.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, Monique.
Do we have any other questions? Oh, go right ahead.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes. When? Says the man over there.
Yeah, I'll talk to him later. You know, I remember with this book, because I have not been a writer, didn't have a passion to write, but God led me to do it. So I do feel a slight nudging, but I'm just prayerful. If He birthed this book, when it's time, you know, in His making, He'll birth another one. I'll talk to you later.
Did you get your answer? And do you have your own flight back?
He is certainly partly responsible for helping me to get this done. A lot of purple pen editing.
Being a life coach, you deal with lots of scenarios and stories and all of that. And that might be, I'm just throwing this out, a good start of this stuff that you've heard through all of the counseling that you've done, especially of these military troops that you do, and all kinds of people. You know, you can't put their names or whatever, but it could be the story to start writing those.
It's interesting you say that, because that is kind of where I'm feeling led, is to talk about some of the journeys
That's
through
called
coaching.
confirmation.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, we have one right there.
Yes.
So-
I benefited from coaching, but like before I started, I had my own definition of preconceived idea what it was, and I was wrong. And so, for the benefit of others who may not, can you give us your definition, or can you explain to us what faith-based coaching is?
Yes. So, professional life coaching is partnering with an individual to help them move toward some desired outcome, some desired result or goals. Faith-based coaching is with Jesus Christ at the center of that process. So we invite the power of the Holy Spirit into sessions. I pray with clients sometimes when they feel stuck. We might just really get quiet and see what they're feeling nudged to do, because in our busy lives, we often miss the signals that the Holy Spirit is sending to us. I hope that answers Zoe. That's kind of the difference, is inviting the power of the Holy Spirit into the session.
That's a powerful session.
It is. It's very powerful.
All right. Well, thank you, Linda. I enjoyed you.
Thank you.
And don't make me look short when you walk off the stage.
Thank you, Linda.